Today we're going to explore the book Beyond Mars and Venus, a John Gray's groundbreaking follow-up to his classic work, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. If his original book revolutionized the way we understood relationships, this new one updates those principles for our modern world. A world where gender roles are much more fluid and complex than they were just a few decades ago. In this video, we'll discuss how Gray adapts his ideas to help couples navigate love and connection in today's changing social landscape, while also providing fresh insights on how men and women can support each other in this new era. To start, let's quickly revisit the core idea from Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. In that book, Gray suggested that men and women are fundamentally different, almost like they're from different planets. Men tend to be solution-oriented, driven by independence and the need to feel competent, while women prioritize connection, nurturing, and emotional bonding. The success of that book showed just how much people resonated with these clear, gendered patterns. But the world has changed since then. In Beyond Mars and Venus, Gray acknowledges that today's relationships don't fit into these traditional molds quite as neatly. Both men and women are living in a world where gender roles have become much more flexible. Women are embracing careers, independence, and leadership roles more than ever before. Men, meanwhile, are encouraged to be more emotionally open and involved in family life. The old binary approach no longer applies as universally as it once did. So, what does this mean for relationships? This is where Gray's new book comes in. While we may have evolved socially, Gray argues that some core biological differences still exist, and understanding these differences is crucial to creating strong, lasting relationships. At the heart of the book Beyond Mars and Venus is the idea that, despite our more fluid social roles, men and women still have distinct hormonal and emotional needs that impact their relationships. Gray explains that much of the behavior we associate with masculinity and femininity is linked to our hormones, testosterone and estrogen. These hormones play a key role in shaping how we experience stress, how we seek fulfillment, and how we interact with our partners. For men, testosterone is the driving force. They feel most alive, fulfilled, and capable when their testosterone levels are high. In traditional terms, this might look like a man feeling his best when he's solving problems, taking action, or feeling needed. This doesn't change in modern relationships. Men still need to feel like they can make a meaningful contribution to the relationship and that their efforts are appreciated. For women, it's estrogen that plays a central role. Estrogen rises when women feel cared for, connected, and understood. This means that while women today may be highly independent in their careers and lives, they still benefit from nurturing their feminine energy, which thrives on emotional connection and support. However, Gray stresses that men and women both have a mix of these hormones. In fact, he argues that finding a balance between masculine and feminine energies is more important now than ever before. But what's crucial is that partners understand and support each other's core biological needs, even as they adapt to their modern roles. This brings us to another major theme in this book, Beyond Mars and Venus, the concept of masculine and feminine energies. Gray explains that, regardless of gender, each person carries both types of energy. Masculine energy is about independence, action, and problem-solving. Feminine energy is about connection, nurturing, and emotional expression. The key to a successful relationship is maintaining a healthy balance of these energies. It's not about forcing anyone into rigid roles, but rather understanding when and how these energies need to be expressed. In traditional relationships, men would often embody masculine energy, while women would embody feminine energy. But in today's world, both men and women can shift between these energies based on their circumstances. Gray emphasizes that this flexibility is both a blessing and a challenge. On one hand, it allows for more equality in relationships, where both partners can contribute emotionally, financially, and practically. On the other hand, it can sometimes lead to confusion or a loss of polarity in the relationship, that dynamic attraction between masculine and feminine energy. For example, if both partners are too focused on their masculine energy, focused on independence and problem solving, they may lose the sense of connection and intimacy. Similarly, if both partners are operating from their feminine energy, they might struggle to make decisions or take action in practical matters. Gray suggests that couples should cultivate both their masculine and feminine sides, while recognizing which energy their partner needs most in a given moment. Speaking of polarity, one of the most intriguing ideas in Beyond Mars and Venus is how this balance of energies affects attraction. Gray argues that attraction and passion thrive on the dynamic between masculine and feminine energy. This is what creates the spark in a relationship. In many modern relationships, when both partners become too similar in their energies, that spark can fade. For example, if both partners are hyper-focused on their careers and personal achievements, they might lose the emotional connection that fuels intimacy. Gray encourages couples to pay attention to this polarity, to make conscious efforts to restore it when necessary. This might mean that someone who has been deeply immersed in their career or in their masculine energy needs to reconnect with their feminine side through relaxation, nurturing activities, or emotional sharing. Conversely, someone who has been too focused on caretaking or emotional labor might need to tap into their masculine side by setting boundaries, taking initiative, or solving practical problems. The idea is that a dynamic balance between these energies keeps relationships vibrant and alive. Another critical theme in the book is emotional support and communication. Gray delves into how men and women experience stress differently and how they can help each other feel more supported. Women often feel stress when they don't feel heard or supported emotionally, and they need to share their feelings in order to process them. Men, on the other hand, may feel stressed when they think they're failing or not living up to expectations, and they might need time alone or reassurance to restore their sense of competence. Gray encourages couples to communicate openly about their needs without falling into blame or frustration. He offers practical communication techniques to help partners feel heard and appreciated, including active listening, expressing needs clearly, and providing validation. In conclusion, Beyond Mars and Venus offers a nuanced, updated take on the classic principles of relationships. It acknowledges the changing roles of men and women in modern society while still emphasizing the importance of understanding our biological and emotional differences. The book encourages couples to find a balance between masculine and feminine energies, to communicate clearly about their needs, and to maintain the polarity that keeps relationships exciting. As we continue to evolve as individuals and as partners, Gray's insights provide a helpful guide to building stronger, more fulfilling relationships that honor both our independence and our need for connection.